Hello, Facebook land. My name is Thomas Thornton. I'm the garden supervisor here at Juniper Level Botanic Garden. And oftentimes we get asked, how do we protect plants through the winter? How do we keep the garden looking so nice? How do we keep plants alive and such? We don't take care of anything through the winter usually. There's a few of our semi-hardy bananas that will cage in leaf mulch. But we don't do anything until we get to this point of the year, the February-March threshold, where it wants to be spring, but then it doesn't want to be spring, and then it wants to be winter again, and then it doesn't want to be winter, and then it wants to be spring again. And that's the game, that's the dance that we play here in the Southeast. So here it is, early March, and we've had consecutive days of mild weather, and now we're due for a few nights of freezing weather. Freezing temperatures. So when that happens, we will cover some plants. We'll cover some emerging perennials that have not had time to harden off, or the things that we want to preserve the flowers on so that we can get some really nice photos. We'll want to protect those as well. So in those plants, we usually cover the same things every year. It's hostas, epimediums, podophyllums, some of our terrestrial orchids like calanthes and bilotilla. I've not seen any cypripedians up this early, but you never know. What else? That's pretty much, those are the big ones. And so we've gone around this morning and started covering plants. And kind of a little secret that I'm letting you in on now. This is what we do. This is how we keep the garden looking nice well into the spring and summer, is we do cover some of our plants here. This is a mayapple that has starting to emerge a little bit early now, and so we've gone and you can use really anything you have handy. We use these bamboo stakes that we've cut to various lengths and sizes, but you can use whatever you have handy. We happen to have a lot of this laying around. This fabric that you see, this white remay, it's called remay fabric. It's a tightly woven, I'm not sure what this is, but it provides insulation for the plant. It's some kind of cotton. And then we use ground staples. You can find these at any department store, or you can just use a rock to weight down your. As long as you have a good structure underneath the remay, doesn't matter what you use to hold down the fabric, but those work really well. You can tuck and fold, you can do that. On some of the smaller plants, you can get away with using a single 3-gallon pot, which will save you some time in the long run. It's certainly a lot easier than building a teepee out of bamboo. But if you have any 3-gallon planter pots lying around, most plant people do, you have a little bit of this fabric, you can line this, fasten it on with a piece of wire, and now you have a reusable thing that you can use from year to year. And if you have a smaller plant like hostas, this smaller epimedium that I can cover with a small pot, I can get away with that. Calanthe, any of the ground orchids, bilottillas, if those are small enough, you can cover it with this. Erasemas are another one that we cover. We have some semi-hardy erasema, and some of those are starting to emerge right now, and so we're going to have to go around and cover those as well. But this also covers those really nicely. You just tuck that under there, and if anything, I'll come back and maybe pin one side of this down with a ground stable just to keep the wind from blowing it over. But other than that, that's about all we do. Get to covering your plants.